What is up, everybody? Welcome to, in my opinion, with me, Dave Garza from the Pro Wrestling Podcast. And with me today, I have, well, to put it lightly, they were there for the first episode of this podcast. So we got one half who's Kofi. Kofi, welcome to the show, man. I'm too
You
loud.
already know what it is, man. I'm happy to be here. We love the Pro Wrestling Podcast, man. You know we family over here, man. Big shout out to the good brother Bo, who's not able to be here tonight, but man, let's have fun, man. Let's rock and roll, man. You know how we do, man. You know what it is, man. Let's rock and roll.
I got the good Corona over here.
I got a little bit of Sky Vodka over here.
There you go. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh but yeah, so we got the Corona, and we just want to have a good time, man. Let's debate some wrestling shit.
Yeah,
and,
man. Let's do it.
Well, first of all, but how you been, man? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. You know what's crazy? I think I've been MIA because everybody keeps asking me how I've been. I've been MIA. Usually, I'm the one you don't see. No one really sees. Everyone sees the good brother. So, yeah, everybody sees the good brother. But I've been pretty good, man. I can't complain, man. You know, wrestling is wrestling, man.
Wrestling. Hold on, give me 1 second because everybody's saying they hear an echo on my side.
No problem.
All right. Let me see. Let's try this. Hello. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Of course.
Lulu.
Huh.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, while he's fixing all of that, make sure y'all go like, subscribe, and share everything in the Pro Wrestling Podcast section, man. Make sure y'all go down there, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, drop it, all that, man. He on Twitter, he on YouTube, man. Make sure y'all go follow, man. Make sure y'all go get that information, man. You know what I mean?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, good brother.
Let's try that.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, you heard the echo?
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I hear an echo.
Yeah, that's the reason why I took my headphones off. Yeah, that was the reason why I took my headphones off, though.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, man. I don't know what it is. Hello?
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 I don't know how to fix this, so if somebody in the chat can help me out here. I hate having audio issues. Let me see if I can just back this mic up a little bit.
I can still hear you though.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I wonder what it sounds like on the stream. I'm sorry, man. Every time.
Listen, man, we go through audio problems all the time and camera problems all the time. Trust me. It is fine. You know?
Right. All right, I'm gonna try talking. Hello. try talking.
Oh, your feedback is crazy. Slow.
Yeah.
I heard it
Wow.
that time. It's lagging like crazy. You want me to?
I don't think.
You want to fix it?
Yeah, let's try this again.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, guys. We want to try to have a good show. I'm not trying to have any echoes going around. It's kind of annoying. What the fuck, brah? I thought I tested everything out and it sounded pretty good. All right. All right. Okay. What are we doing here? Now it's not echoing. So it was like right after. He must have had the video playing in the background then. Or something. Let me see. Oh, see? What the? All right. Oh, now it's not. Okay. So I'm waiting for him to come back. I'm going to see if that was the problem or not. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? I don't know what's happening either. What's going on, Kenny? Let me say hi to everybody while we're waiting. What's going on, Amy? What's going on, Trouble Cat? What's going on, Lay? So, hey, oh, there he is. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Let me change my mic real quick.
Okay.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, I had to take my headphones off. I usually find that my headphones are the problem.
The headphones are the problem?
Huh? Nah, I'm
The
good.
headphones are the problem?
Yeah, my headphones are my problem for hearing because I'm like partially deaf in one of my ears.
Oh, okay.
So it's always like in one of my ears.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually take the headphones off.
I got you, man. I have to have headphones in here or else I can't hear anybody.
Oh. Nah, I can't have them in. Everything it sound like Bane's talking to me in my head. You know?
Yeah, I got you. Well, that wasn't the way the stream was supposed to go, but
We good, man. We here. We back.
That's the podcasting life, man. So we're back and we're gonna get ready to discuss some things as we do here on In My Opinion. We'll start with the first question that I have for the both of us. Which is if the WWE, let me read this right. If the WWE fired you and then 6 months later called you back up for a Royal Rumble, would you come back if the money was right, or would you tell them to go fuck themselves? Because we've had 2 people now from Impact, like Mickie James, who decided to come back after, a couple of months of ridiculing them and felt like she's being put down. And then they recently tried to get the Inspirations to come back, and they told them no.
Yeah.
So I just want to get your take on that.
I think for me, it depends on the position you in. Like the Iconics, I definitely understand them not coming back because they were kind of snubbed on firing. So I think for me, it would depend on how you fired me. If you fired me like you fired everybody else with no apparent reason, no, you could kiss my ass. I don't care about the paycheck. Um, but if you fired me for a good reason, like me personally doing something wrong, I can understand. But for me, I'm gonna say no. I'm just gonna say no. I don't care about the money. Once you fired me, you fired me. That means you don't want me. You don't need my services. You don't need anything I have. So why should I give you an inkling of a couple dollars?
What?
Because
Yeah.
that's all. That's all really WWE is money. So like, I don't know. So I'm just gonna say no, man. No, I don't feel like I did. It's a like I said, it's a tough uh question because like it depends on the relationship you've had with people, the inner business and all that. But for me, going from the Iconics, even Braun Strowman and all these other Brock Les, I mean, no, not Brock Lesnar, Bray Wyatt, firing all these good guys kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth. And for me, like, even if you was to fire me and then you fire my friend, I'm gonna say no. You know, so for me, it's a no. For me, it's a no. I think WWE played themselves by firing people and then asking them to come back.
Yeah. Like I wasn't good enough when I was around, and now you want me because you realize you have nobody else.
Yeah, yeah, I think they played themselves by doing that. You know, honestly, I think they made themselves seem desperate.
Exactly.
Desperate. You know what I mean? Like it's like a chick dumping you and then like seeing you with a little bit of shine and then coming back like, hey, no one, everyone's gonna say no.
Yep.
Everyone's gonna automatically like, no, you didn't want me then. Why you want me now? You know,
Isn't
so
it?
I
Mm-hmm.
also I understand if people say no. I understand if people turn them down. You know, for me, I'm gonna turn them down. I'm gonna say no.
I get that. Like, and at the end of the day, like, where's? I think I was talking about this on the last one. Is like, where is your moral stand? Like with,
Integrity.
yeah, or integrity. That's it. Like, with Mickey James. Like you bash these people on Twitter, like publicly, like, and now all of a sudden they gave you a trash bag of money and it's okay again.
It's you know what? I think
But because they're letting them use the hardcore country theme song. Is that it? That's why you're coming back?
I think maybe Mickey James has a plan. Sometimes people have plans. You know what I'm saying? Because she has been doing a lot of touring, has been um, putting the women's division over. So with that, I'm gonna say maybe she has plans to making the women's division better some way, somehow. You know what I mean? In wrestling as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Not just Impact Wrestling. Maybe she's trying to do a whole women's wrestling thing as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand Mickey James, but then again, I understand where you're coming from because you did this whole bashing thing. They sent you your stuff in a trash bag. You talked all this trash like how WWE is not the place to go work.
Right.
Even after the firings, you got people tweeted. So like for me, I'm still gonna have to say no. I do understand Mickey James and the position she's put in because you do need that money, you do need that publicity. What better way to get people talking than the WWE? So
I
it's
mean,
under,
yeah.
it's very understandable, but it's kind of a thin line thing. But I do understand what you say, integrity. People don't have integrity. Uh, you gotta have you gotta have something about yourself that just says no. You know
One
what I
of the
mean?
three eyes.
Definitely, definitely, man. You gotta have that about yourself because if you don't, people will run over you and you won't have no respect for anything. I think that sometimes it's a good thing for some of them to get fired because a lot of talent gets too comfortable. Um, that's a tough one.
You think
I
so?
do I do understand. I understand a lot of talent get comfortable with paychecks and being like, I got a regular 9 to 5. I can go to work and come home. That's understandable. But I don't think a lot of them are comfortable because a lot of them just didn't get to work, regardless if they got fired or before firings. A lot of them just didn't get to do anything.
Yeah.
You know, so I do understand, man. Shout out to the call up, man. Shout out to him,
Yeah.
man. I do understand where he's coming from, but I just think they didn't give a lot of people a chance. So if people say no, it's WWE's fault. So is that.
Seriously,
You know?
though. Well, I don't know. I don't know how it benefits. Hold on one second. Kenny's got something else to say. Look at Cardona, Myers, Drew, Mickey James.
That is true, but but you got to also look at their ages. They capitalized. They've had names before.
Yeah.
You know, regardless. They like, especially Drew McIntyre. He had a name when he left WWE. All of them got fired and elevated their talent. That is true. That is true.
I mean, yeah, Cardona he was like a lower to mid card guy for a little
But
while.
I think if WWE did anybody wrong, I'm gonna agree with the call up on Matt Cardona, because Matt Cardona was one of those guys for WWE that was consistent. He put himself over with the internet belt. You know what I mean? He consistently did things to make himself better, and WWE kind of screwed him over. And I do understand the call up on a lot of these guys elevating themselves once they leave. But then a lot of these guys, I think it's too flooded right now. You know, the independent scene is too flooded. So for me, it's just too flooded. I understand if people don't want to come back to WWE, but it's like I said, it's a hard situation. You know,
I mean, if you're coming back one time, I can understand that. I can, even if it's because I'm trying to figure out how they're gonna even do it with Mickey James. You know what I mean? Is it gonna be she comes out and then immediately just fucking gets tossed out of the ring? Like
that would be a waste of a comeback.
Well, here's another thing too, and I think I discussed this on the last podcast. Is that if you wanted to capitalize on something, why not just make that a surprise?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it have been a lot? Could you imagine the pop if you would have heard Mickey James or saw Mickey James's name pop up and she's holding the Impact belt coming out in the Royal Rumble?
But you know whose fault that is?
WWE?
No, it's podcasters' fault.
Oh.
I blame the podcasters. I blame the fans. I blame us. Me too, man. You got to think. We search so much for news and to see what's next and what's coming next. There is no surprise for us.
That's true. It does. We do spoil ourselves sometimes.
So I feel like fans and me being a fan too spoiled it for everybody. You know, because it should have been a surprise. But I think a lot of people were what's next? What's next? Oh, it's gonna, you know. So I was even one of the people that spoiled it. So like, I understand it though, man. You know, I think the fans took away the nostalgia.
I would have to kind of agree because, like, the Summer of Punk, right? That whole speculation, stuff like that. I would have to agree that podcasters and other people were just, you know, obviously we already knew he signed because there was like stories everywhere, you know?
Yeah, shirts and everything everywhere. So
and what do you expect when they go to United Center in Chicago where the Hawks play and CM Punk's a Hawks fan? Kind of put two and two together. The pop was amazing because I was there. It was fucking loud. I couldn't hear afterwards. But could you imagine if nobody knew? They just did that venue, and then you heard CM Punk come out.
Internet. It's the internet's fault, man. Let's blame the internet, not the fans. How about that?
Yeah, let's blame the internet. Let's
blame the internet.
Ironically enough, we're using the stream this episode right now. So
he said, blame Scott Moore for making WWE break. Really? I didn't know that.
He did that?
Wow. Why would they break their own news?
Yeah.
That was kind of crazy. Why would you break your own news? That's like telling somebody it's a surprise party coming. Like I'm gonna throw you a surprise birthday party.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's true.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't, because honestly, I thought it was more of somebody heard that somebody heard, and then the news got out there.
It was part of the deal. So they're like, yeah, we'll put Mickey James in there, but you got to announce it.
Oh, she was dumb.
Huh.
I don't agree with that.
No. That's why James won that match. Oh.
So she was supposed to lose. So she was supposed to lose the Impact's title, is what you're saying.
Kenny.
Kenny.
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Send Kenny the link, man. We got to talk now, man.
Definitely, dude. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Hold on. Kenny, you free right now, bro? Give me 1 second.
Kenny, you got to know this, man. I got to know this, man.
I'm going to extend the olive branch right now. Here we go. You're free to come on if you want. But I did not know that. And it opens up like a lot of things. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she should have lost that night.
I honestly thought she was going to.
Yeah.
But it makes sense now. They want to keep her with the title to go to WWE. But that doesn't mean necessarily that WWE is going to show that title. That doesn't mean necessarily WWE is going to be like, oh my goodness, Mickey James, the Impact World Women's Champion.
Didn't they say that though?
I haven't heard it.
I could have. I'm just as ignorant as the other guy, man. I as far as WWE news goes and Impact, I can't pay attention because I don't watch. Oh, hold up. We got a special guest, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Kenny from the call-up.
Hey.
My guy, let's go.
First of all, let me just say first, I'm really enjoying the show. I'm only jumping in really quickly just to explain this. All right, so here's the reports that everybody pretty much was talking about. So WWE reached out to Scott D'Amore and said, "Hey, what do you think about Mickey James coming on to the Royal Rumble?" Scott D'Amore said, "I'll talk it over with her. I think it sounds great, but you have to mention that she's the Knockouts champion, right?" Now, this is way before their pay-per-view that was coming up, right? So when that came up, mind you, they announced it on Friday that she was entering the Royal Rumble, and then the Impact pay-per-view was the very next day.
Oh,
so
wow.
When they did the question, when they announced it on Friday Night SmackDown, and Pat McAfee had announced that she was going to be a part of the Royal Rumble, there was question marks next to Impact Champion because they didn't know whether or not that if she was still going to have the title going into the Rumble. Now, Scott, my theory on this is that the reason why Deonna Purrazzo lost the match was because Mickey James is going into the Rumble. It's great advertisement. They used it throughout the whole entire weekend leading into their pay-per-view. They even talked about it during the pay-per-view, after the pay-per-view, during the tapings for Impact. And now they gave Deonna Purrazzo the ROH title because she just fought Roxy for it. So they had to give her something. You know what I mean? So I figured, I was like, that's one of the main reasons why Mickey James is still holding the title, because it looks good for Impact. And, you know, when WWE reached out to Scott D'Amore, they said, like, he was just like, all right, I'll speak it over with Mickey James and we'll see what she says. And she thought about it as a great opportunity. She talked about it on another podcast where she said she felt like it was a really great opportunity to, like, showcase Impact. So why not keep the belt on her? You know what I'm saying? So you could just, like...
Do you think that was a good idea for? I mean, them coming is a good idea, but do you think it was a good idea for them to publicize it and say, "Hey, Mickey James is going to be there," rather than keeping it a surprise?
Yes, for the simple fact this is not the only surprise that WWE is going to have for the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
So right now they're struggling to sell tickets for the St. Louis pay-per-view. And it's sad because Royal Rumble is one of their top pay-per-views. They're one of their big 4 pay-per-views that they normally get to sell out. Now they want to do it at a bigger, venue, like a stadium. They want to do stadium events. That's what Nick Khan wants to do. He wants to do these big stadium events. So he's seeing that the numbers are down. If you look at Ticketmaster right now, they're not selling that many. They're not selling out like this. Like there's a lot of seats still available. Same thing that went with Survivor Series. There was a lot of seats at the Barclays Center that was still available. So they came up and they said, you know what? We're just we're gonna give you a teaser. That's what they mentioned. Summer Rae, the Bella Twins, Lita, Michelle McCool, and then they went last with Mickie James because they knew that Mickie James was gonna be that draw. Like, oh shit, you got Mickie James on here, like from Impact, really? Okay, let me buy a ticket now because the Bella Twins have a really good following still. Mickie James has a really good following still. Lita has a somewhat following. I mean, the nostalgia part of it and everything.
Yeah.
So that's why they wanted to have that surprise. But from speaking to like other people, especially I was just on the Roundtable podcast with from bodyslam.net, and like they were telling me like a little behind the scenes stuff was like there are a lot more surprises coming on to the Royal Rumble that a lot of people are not really expecting, and some people are like obviously because we do podcasting here all the time, we're kind of already expecting these things. Like we kind of have like an inkling as to who may show up and who may not, or if they do show up, what capacity they might end up showing up to. So I mean, I'm super excited for Saturday. I'm hoping that everything that I'm predicting is actually true. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna hop up out of this unless you guys have something else to ask me, and I'm just gonna continue watching the show with you guys. I got my my high noon over here.
You might as well just stay on and rock with us, man.
Oh no, my kids are all over the place right now, so they're gonna drive me crazy and they're gonna go all over. So I'm gonna continue listening to you guys.
No problem, man. We love you, Kenny, man.
Thank you so much.
Man.
Later.
All right, no. All right, so we got that out of the way, which is news to me. So, I mean, like, you guys are going to have a Royal Rumble show here pretty soon over at the Dirty Heelz podcast.
Yeah.
I wonder what you guys are going to talk about there. Hopefully you can bring that up.
We're going to do predictions, and we're going to talk a whole bunch of crazy Royal Rumble mess, man. You know us.
Right. Well, you know what, man? Like, staying on the topic of WWE, right? So, lately the news has been coming out that I guess WWE execs are not really happy with the ratings that NXT 2.0 has been getting. Should the executives at WWE be upset? Or I'm sorry, it's the USA Network that's upset. Should the WWE executives be upset over the ratings that NXT 2.0 has been getting, or do you think it's deserved?
I think they should, because at one time they were neck and neck with AEW. So to be neck and neck with AEW and then to fall behind, and they're not even on the same night anymore as you guys, it means a big thing. It means it's kind of a big failure to me, if you ask me. Like, they should kind of be upset. It's like their work. It's like their baby. Like, I've been working on this. You know what I'm saying? You got to imagine working on this for years and years and years, and then you guys are up here. Then all of a sudden, once they switch things around, somebody comes in and wants to change things around. That's like a coach. Like, you're like 10-0, and then you get a new coach, and then a new coach comes in and wants to change the plays around, and then now you haven't won a game since.
Yeah.
So I would definitely, I would be upset, but I think WWE has like a long plan. They always have a long plan.
It's never a good plan, though.
It's never a good plan, but I think they always have a long plan. Like, they'll put your name there and be like, all right, 5 years from now, hopefully, type of thing, man. But I'm not sure, man. I would be upset because I loved it. I loved NXT. I loved it. Mm-hmm. NXT was one of the reasons I kept watching wrestling. I kept up. But then when 2.0 started, I think it was just a little too loud, a little too new, a little too quick. You know,
Do
they
you want to
just
know my theory on it?
let's go.
I think it's set up for failure.
Mm.
Why the hell would you just automatically? It worked for years, the black and gold brand. Years prior to them being on USA. Even then it was still working. All of a sudden now you want to do this rebrand shit, call it 2.0, and get these kids that probably don't give a fuck about wrestling to wrestle? Like how well, that's a recipe for failure, man.
But you know what it is? I think, like I've been telling other people, you got to imagine being a king on the top for so long, right? And there's no competition, you know? And then all of a sudden, competition comes. WWE got nervous and wanted to try to shake things up and make things a little younger or agreeable to the younger crowd, which they should have just kept the same style and doing what they've been doing. You know what I mean? Why change your style up if that's been working? Don't change what's been working. I think AEW and all these other companies just had WWE shook for a little while. You know what I'm saying?
But in that sense, like why change NXT? Why not change like Raw or SmackDown? Why don't they call it SmackDown 2.0?
I think because at that time NXT was the main thing everybody was watching. I don't think many people was watching SmackDown like that. I don't think many people was watching Raw like that. You know what I mean? I think NXT was like the main brand that everybody was really, really watching.
I mean, like, wasn't Roman Reigns the guy that everybody was watching on Friday nights?
Yeah, but that's only an hour segment. People watch the last 45 minutes of SmackDown, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be honest. I watched the beginning of SmackDown, the first 5 minutes, and then I'll watch the last 20, 30 minutes, maybe. Because it's a predictable show.
That's fair.
You know,
and you know, Raw ain't any better. But that's the thing I'm trying to make though, is like, if you want to change anything up, change those shows up. Don't change something that's good.
Yeah, they shouldn't have changed NXT at all. That should have been the one show that stayed the way it is. It should have kept. I can understand them changing storylines or maybe adding a character here or pushing a character away or something. But I just think they did. I think they did too much.
Yes, be upset. Fuck. Then you get rid of half your staff.
Yeah,
they should. I mean, yes, be 100% upset with how you're doing because you're shit. You need to do better, guys. Like, honestly,
I can definitely agree with you. They were set up for failure.
It was set up for failure. They did the same thing with WC when WCW did that invasion.
Do you think it was
the same thing with ECW?
Do you think it was purposely?
With WCW?
No, with WWE. Do you think they purposely sabotage NXT?
I mean, I can counter question that with, do you think they purposely sabotage ECW?
I think they did.
I think that's what they're doing with 2.0. I think they're going to keep it up the way that it is for now until eventually people don't want to watch and it goes right back on the fucking network like they did with 205 Live.
I never watched it.
It's going to be just 205 Live. You never watched it? So it was just it was like an 30-minute show right after SmackDown on the network.
See,
and then they completely killed it. But it was good. It was good shit. Like, that's where Ali got his.
Yeah, I think I watched it back when Ali and Cedric and Murphy was on it. It's probably the last time I really watched 2.0, to be honest.
Okay. Oh,
I mean, whatever you call it.
It's just so bad now. And they should feel ashamed of themselves for.
I think, like I said, I think they tried to rebrand themselves too fast, and I think AEW had them so shook, and they didn't know what to do. Second quarter came and they was losing, and they was like, "Yo, we gotta do a new play. We've never done this play before, but we never did it in practice. But don't worry, we're gonna do it. It's gonna run." And it didn't work. You know, that's how I feel. Like, they just started adding new people and adding all of these extra characters. I like the characters. Don't get me wrong. I love the characters, but I just think they did too much too fast. Like if they would have built up to these characters, like, oh, next week this person's coming, or next week, you know what I'm saying? Or
So you like the characters?
I think I like the characters. I just think that some of them don't need to be there right now.
Okay.
You know, like I hate Waller. I
Oh,
can't stand
Grayson.
him. I just feel like he's a character that does not need to be there. They're just steadily trying to find something for him to do. That's why they even made it. You know,
Right.
I'm not a Grayson Waller fan at all. I'm just not really a 2.0 fan itself.
That's fair. And you know what? I give it shit, but it's actually there's a few people on there that I can see becoming big stars. Like I wasn't a big fan of what's his name? Cameron.
Cameron Grimes.
What's his name? No.
Cameron Grimes.
The other guy. He's with fuck.
The one he's fighting?
He's the North American champion right now.
Oh, Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of him. And then I recently saw his work, and I'm like, holy shit, this guy's actually really good. Like, he's one of the many new guys that takes this shit seriously.
Yeah, same thing happened with me. Same thing happened with me. I think I was more impressed with the guy Carmelo Hayes was hanging with. Can't remember his name.
See what I mean? They're so forgettable.
The guy that Carmelo Hayes is hanging with, I like him, and which in turns made me like Carmelo Hayes.
I can't think of his name right now, too. You know what? He actually turned me off to Carmelo Hayes at first.
Really?
He goes, yeah. It says he's money. Is that his
See,
name?
I'm more of like, I like the comedic wrestling. You know, I do like the comedy and the funny, you know, the stupidity of wrestling. So that's what made me kind of draw to him, because he was just like funny, you know?
Yeah, you know what turned me off though? It was the first time they ever showed up on 2.0. Is the first episode, and he's cutting Carmelo Hayes is cutting a promo, and he goes, and I turned to my boy, whatever the fuck his name is, and said, and then he comes in out of nowhere, off screen, and just goes, "Oh, we bout it." I'm like, oh, I was like, okay, yep.
He's like, yeah,
Not
they're
a
probably
fan. Yeah.
Trick Williams.
Trick Williams. That's his name.
Trick Williams. That's his name. Trick Williams. I like Trick Williams. I'm not gonna lie. I like Trick Williams. I think he's funny. I think he hasn't really wrestled too much, but I think I like Trick Williams, which in turns made me like Carmelo Hayes. So I feel like there's a little light in the tunnel for 2.0. There's a little light. Just get rid of the lights. Yeah. Just get rid of the lights in the background.
Oh my god, it's blinding,
yeah.
Dude. It gives me a headache. Yeah. I can't even.
Yes, that's one of the main reasons why I watch like little bits of parts of it, just because of the lights in the background.
I mean, and I know we're going on a tangent here, but not for nothing. Like that's why I can't stand watching Raw or SmackDown sometimes. It's the lighting and it's the camera cuts. So many camera cuts.
The camera cuts. Definitely. I always complain about the camera cuts. I'd be like, why is the cameraman over here when he should be over here at this time? You know, It's always the camera cuts. I'm always.
I do love it when people know now when they're going on commercial, because somebody will get thrown out of the ring and then the cameraman will be like this, getting a close up of the person on the ground. I'm like, oh, they're going to commercial, and then they're like, well, we'll be right back, and then that's it.
I always know. I'm like, I can count down when they're about to go to commercial. Seriously
though. But yeah, like I just don't know. So in short, I feel like the execs should be upset, and they need to definitely change some things to get 2.0 on the right track. They have something, they just don't know what to do with it, and they need to figure that out.
I feel you on that. Definitely. Maybe hire writers that know about wrestling, or maybe I would hire wrestling podcasters. Wink, wink, WWE and everybody else out there in the world that has a wrestling promotion. Hire wrestling podcasters.
You're not kidding though, man. We seem to always have the answers. So why not? Like,
yeah.
Nothing. you guys, Kenny, Toe, all you guys would have some amazing ideas to fix this shit.
That's not even that. You get a pot of people that actually watch wrestling and care about it compared to people who just get paid for it. Like if you got paid for wrestling, but you ain't really watch it, you wouldn't care about the job. You would just come, do your job, and go home. But if you cared about wrestling, if you was one of those people who watch wrestling 24/7, you ain't care about the money. The job itself would mean a lot to you. And I think that's the problem. A lot of people that have those jobs care more about, the job itself more than
passion.
Yeah, it's no passion.
Yeah,
definitely.
I get that, man. I get that. That's a good point, man. Like, get some people that actually care. Like for a minute there, like for a while they had who's the guy that played Fred in the Scooby-Doo movie? Freddie Prinze Jr. And he's a big wrestling fan.
I don't understand. See, do things, but you know what? I think they need this. I think WWE should step away from the celebrity limelight for a second.
Step
away from the celebrities for just a second, man, and just be WWE. Try to build your own brand back up because you're losing.
What are you talking about, man? You don't like Bad Bunny?
I'm cool with Bad Bunny, but I'm just saying, man, Bad Bunny.
Do you remember back in like I forgot what it was, probably SummerSlam or something, but they were talking about getting Cardi B on the show?
Yeah, they were trying to get Cardi B, but I don't think they have money for Cardi B.
Oh, maybe not.
I don't know. They paid him, Bad Bunny.
Yeah, they did. But that's another thing. But everybody gives him shit, but I think he actually does like wrestling.
Who, Bad Bunny? He loves wrestling.
Yeah. So like, I understand that. But Cardi B, what correlation does she have? What relationship does she have?
Well, you know what it was? Cardi B actually was bigging up a female wrestler at the time, I think, or something like that. And then
Lacey Evans, right?
Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
Said something like, "Oh, I'll smack the shit out of you," or something. I don't know. Something to Cardi B, and that's how the whole thing started.
Oh, and then she got pregnant.
Yeah. So it's like a whole troll.
That's dumb, man.
Yeah. So
speaking of
that happened.
Yeah, that did happen. Yeah, dude. It's like I don't know how to explain it. You're right though. They need to step away from the celebrity shit and start building up more of your stars. Like it's sad when Bad Bunny, and Kenny's got something to say, but I'll finish my point before we finish this. Is that Bad Bunny beats your own stars in t-shirt sales,
merchandise
sales than anybody on your roster. But what did he say? I give it up to Bad Bunny. He stopped doing music for 3 months. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I totally commend that.
I do too. I definitely biggest. I mean, shit, they paid him enough for 3 months.
Yeah, and he did a good job.
Yeah, you had to, like, I'm not mad at Bad Bunny. He's one of the celebrities I was kind of glad that came. I was actually hyped for. I just don't like what happened to Damian Priest afterwards, but it's okay now.
Is it?
Yeah, is it?
We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
So I know we're on the topic of WWE right now. So let's just get away from that for a little bit and let's focus on other talent that's out there in the indie scene right now, currently. Like Kenny was talking about earlier, we were talking about Roxy, and she's a former Ring of Honor Women's Champion. I think she's currently a free agent as we speak. If that's the case, who or what company would you like her to sign with, and why?
I'm gonna say don't sign with anybody. I'm gonna say stay a free agent, get your money until April, and then go back to Ring of Honor because you'll still be the man there.
What?
Yeah, nobody want. For me, I don't want to go somewhere else where there's already a man. There's already the man there everywhere you go. Now I got to play the back burner to somebody else. When I'm the man over here, I'm the man at this company. Why should I have to go to this company and try to be the man? No, I'll go to these companies and play my position, and then I'll get my title back eventually, and I'll go back to my company and be the man there.
So I get what you're saying, but for everybody's boyhood dream, girlhood dream, whatever you want to call it, is always to reach to the top. And the top, whether we like it or not, is the WWE. Just like Kenny's saying, Roxy just had a tryout with WWE and she did really good, and WWE loved her. So,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's tough to say I want people to sign to WWE right now, and that's simple as that. I'm not saying I don't want to. I want people to make it, and I always want people to make their dreams, but I just feel like WWE is not the place. I feel like WWE is like death row right now.
For Roxy, like I would say that for anybody else, honestly. But for Roxy, she's young. She could possibly learn something while being over there. I can't say that she'll have longevity because nothing's guaranteed in the WWE, as we know.
And that's the thing I'm talking about, is the longevity. You don't want to sign something and be like, well, I'll be here for 2-3 years. You want to be able to have longevity. Like, look at Killian Cross.
I understand that, but he's also had other experiences.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So we'll just see about Roxy, man. Like I said, I would like her to do like a Thunder Rosa.
Where at though? That would just be everywhere?
Be everywhere. I think right now WWE is not needed to make money.
I mean,
I feel like there's so many indie promotions, and just your face alone, your name alone could bring in a crowd. I feel like WWE is a steady paycheck.
Yeah, that's what I mean by that. Like,
it's a steady paycheck. It's a reliable paycheck. It's there. You're gonna get it. I don't have to worry. But just the indie scene for me is I like the indie scene. I like people traveling. I like to go see that. I think for me, I would think she would go do that indie scene for a while. If not, depends on the family and stuff, man. If she wants stability. But I'm gonna say this: WWE does need her. It's not like they don't need her.
Right.
They fucking need her plus more, because their women division is dirt. She'll probably turn the women division hopefully upside down. They don't give up bullshit gimmicks.
That's another thing. Like, there's before Kenny saying that if you want to be a good wrestler, go to AEW or Mission Pro. If you want to make money and have Hollywood look at you, go to WWE.
He explained it perfectly. That is true. I really gotta agree with Kenny on that.
I mean, we all know that I'm not a big WWE guy, I think, for the most part. But if she wants to train there, by all means, because I know they got some good. They make, for what it's worth, most of their matches are pretty polished, in my opinion, anyway.
No, they are.
And I don't want her to be here that long. Like, let her have a few matches going in there, and then, like I said, just leave, like, if you can, or get fired or whatever, and then use that experience to go to AEW. I don't know. I've seen her in the ring at Warrior Wrestling, and to me, she was all right. I never seen a lot of her work in Ring of Honor, so I just can't really. I don't know. Really say, I guess, but
the good thing about going to WWE, her stats will go up.
Yeah, exactly. Her what's it? Her stock too. Like,
stock will always go
see
up.
that she's once part of the WWE, everybody's gonna want
Yep.
see her and want her. I mean,
That's the good
Ring
thing.
of Honor is good. Ring of Honor has, legendary status. They've made some big names, but it's just like
It's not WWE.
It's not WWE.
Yeah, it could have been because they've had all the same people,
right? Yeah,
you know.
they literally.
But
it was like a stepping stone for most people.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. So you say nobody at the moment.
Yeah, just go stay free agent, run around, have fun.
All right, cool. Because I say that I think she's young enough to where WWE might not be such a bad thing.
No, I don't feel like WWE's a bad thing. You know, it's always a good thing. But I feel like she just came out that whole Ring of Honor thing. Just run around, have fun for a while until Ring of Honor starts back.
See, this is why Kenny should have just stayed on because
I told him.
He's got so much to say.
I told him.
He says, I think WWE already has a Roxy with Cora Jade. She has the look and the moves, and the IWC already loves her. Well,
he kind of has a point there. He kind of does a point there.
He does.
But does that mean that WWE is gonna change her? Because we know that's coming. But is the change going to be for the better or for the good?
Like, what name do you think they'll give if Roxy ended up going to WWE? They're going to change that name. There's no way they're keeping Roxy.
They're going to C-Rock.
C-Rock.
WWE will mess up a name quick.
No, yeah, they know. He says 100%. 100%. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Let's get off the WWE subject now, and let's head over to GCW. One of the questions I had was, should GCW be considered an alternative, a third alternative?
Nah, I think they're strictly independent. I don't think they're the top three.
You don't think so?
Nah, I don't think they're alternatives to the top three. And my top three they were named Jordan Magic or some bullshit. Nigga said with Jordan Magic or some bullshit. Hey, Kitty, you got that one. Nah, I think the alternatives to AEW and WWE is Impact. That's the alternative for me. I think GCW is always a good alternative, but I guess it's hard to watch sometimes. I'm not a hardcore guy. I'm not one of those guys that like to see blood.
Guys?
Yeah, I'm not a deathmatch guy, so it's difficult for me. You know what I mean? So I think it's very dope. I think it's a spot that all independent wrestlers should go to. I think it's like the new Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? It's like a new stepping stone. If you haven't been there, then you can't go anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? I do agree with that. It being a stepping stone to other wrestling promotions. You know, I don't see it being an alternate version though. But it's alternate to some people, man. You know, alternative to some people, man. You know,
right? It might be one of those subjective things, but for me, I don't think Impact is really that third level of third alternative, because I feel like more people, to me anyway, my perception of it all, more people tune into a GCW monthly pay-per-view than they do a weekly Impact show.
I will agree with you, because I'll tune into the GCW and I won't watch Impact all week sometimes or all month sometimes.
I can't even watch Impact. Like, I mean, I know there's a website Kenny gave me, but I don't like jumping through hoops sometimes just to get to what I need to watch. Like, that's why I don't think it's a third alternative to me.
Okay. Well, you know, it took me a while to dig Impact. You know, before I hated Impact. It took me a while to dig it. It took me a while to find wrestlers that I actually liked. You know what I mean? I just felt the whole thing was corny. I wouldn't watch it. I hated Impact and I hated NWA. Like I just felt
Oh,
I like NWA still to today I won't watch.
yeah.
I just don't
Yeah,
like
no,
this. I don't like the style of the. I don't know. It's just the camera work, the style of it. It's just tacky to me.
the presentation ain't there, that's for sure.
Yeah, just tacky to me. So, but I do like GCW, and their presentation is fire. You know, camera work fire. It doesn't even have to be fire because it's grungy. It's grungy. It's supposed to be rough, hardcore type of atmosphere. So I think it's dope, man. You know, I definitely hate I missed it at the in Manhattan.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, the
yeah, I missed
Hammerstein?
it. Yeah, I missed it at the Hammerstein. It was so packed down there, man. But we definitely missed it, man.
Kenny was there.
Kenny was there?
Yeah.
Oh man, shout out to Kenny, man. A call up, man. It was packed. I could just see how packed it was, man. But I hate I missed it, man. I definitely missed it, man. But I'm not mad with you for calling it a third alternative, though. You
I
know,
just think it is, like, I don't know, it's
if it came on television more, maybe if it came on, it actually got its own chance or something, you know, it would be that third alternative. You know?
I guess. Yeah.
Because I remember back in the day, Lucha Underground was my third alternative.
Oh, really?
I would watch Lucha Underground before I watch NXT or watch SmackDown or watch Impact. You know?
No, yeah, I got
Lucha
you,
was
man.
way better.
Damn. Do you remember, did you have an alternative before AEW was even a thing?
I'm gonna say it's probably Impact.
Impact? So you used to watch
Yeah.
it when it was on Pop TV?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we watched Impact. It was between Impact or Lucha Underground. Because I've watched Lucha Underground since it came out. And then once it went off air, I think I started watching NXT for a little while. You know? But
I got you.
mostly Lucha Underground was my third alternative for a long time.
So
You
so
know?
you get where I'm coming from then, as far as
Yeah,
the
I do, as far as
Okay.
GCW. They could be. Like I think the only thing they're missing is big promotion. You know?
I think
They
that's what
don't have
makes
like
them I think that's what makes them an alternative, not having a TV show.
yeah. But then people won't be able to see them as much as they want to, though. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, you
'cause
could pay online for them if you wanted to, but I mean, you won't be able to see a regular basis show. You won't really know what's going on. You know,
yeah, you kinda don't, you have to watch the one pay-per-view in order to figure out why, or you have to check, social media constantly because they always
yeah.
build up stories through there. So, yeah, I got you, man. I understand. I just thought I asked, like, did you watch the Hammerstein show?
Nah, I only watched the entrances to everybody. I watched the entrances. I'm a big entrance guy. I like to see entrances. I don't know why. I
Okay.
like to see. I'm a gear and entrance guy. If like I don't even have to know you as a wrestler, but if your gear is fire and your entrance is dope, I'm a fan.
Oh, that's
You
cool,
know,
man. Yeah.
yeah. Like I hate Matt Cardona, but he made me a fan because his shirt said "fuck Mick Foley," and then he did the Triple H when he came out.
He did the Triple H?
Yeah, he drunk the beer.
Oh,
He drinks the water and spits the water out. He did it with
yeah.
beer. I was like, yo, I couldn't be mad at it. I was like, yo, fucking Matt Cardona. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. So that was my highlight from that match, man. From that whole thing, I saw Matt Cardona do that. Like I said, I didn't get to watch too many of the matches there, but that's mostly what I saw, though. You know.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, man. We're about an hour in. That's pretty much all I got for today. So if you wanted to go ahead. I just want to thank you for coming on. First of all,
No doubt.
this has been fun. Sorry for all the audio issues and people listening. If there's been an echo throughout this episode, tough shit. I don't know how to fix that. So, but with that being said, if you don't mind, man, what's the Dirty Heels podcast doing? Upcoming, what's the upcoming event?
You could catch us Saturday, man. I think Saturday would be at a Vicky with Pro Wrestling.
Hey, both of us actually sponsored that.
Yeah, go ahead. Shout out Pro Wrestling Podcast, man. He's out there, Vicky with Pro Wrestling. He's sponsoring a match. We're sponsoring a match. After that, I think you'll probably see us. We're gonna be at BCW later on in February or March sometime. I don't know. We have so much stuff, but listen, you can catch us at the Dirty Heels Podcast on IG, Dirty Heels _ 132, YouTube Dirty Heels Podcast, or just hit the link in the bio, # Dirty Heels, man. We have a website, dirtyheels.co. You can find out where we're gonna be and all that information, man. That's it, man. You know, I really don't do this. Good Brother usually does all the information and everything, man. So
I got you, man. Hey, all the links are in the description of the video as well. If you guys want to just go straight there after we hit the end button here. But with that being said, thanks again, Kofi, for coming on. Sorry that the Good Brother couldn't come on, but next time we'll do a part 2 of this. Hey, until next time, guys, we'll see you later.